Hey everybody, this is Joel over at importsauce.com. We just got a new trunk deck lid, and I figured this would be a great opportunity to show you how we debadge and make it look like the badges were never even there. So stick around, we're just going to show you what we use, the process, and then you'll be ready to debadge should you decide to. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that you could debadge. We're going to show you the process that we use that will not leave any marks or any indication that there was any badges there at all. So debadging, that's kind of up to you. Some people like to leave their badges on, maybe change the color of them. We just strictly don't like badges on our cars whatsoever, especially with the Volvo, because then people are wondering, well, what is that? What kind of car is that? So we always just first thing debadge. So we'll notice we have a new trunk here. We had another one, we were working on the wing, did some damage to it, and so we went down to the junkyard, picked this guy up. We already started debadging a little bit, testing out. You can see some glue here, but essentially there's only really 4 tools that we use. The first one is fishing line. So what we do is we go ahead and pull a string off of here, we tie the ends, and then we're really just going to put it behind the letters, and we're going to cut the double-sided tape on the back. And it is not abrasive, it is not going to leave any marks. The only thing that it's going to do is leave our maybe some double-sided tape or glue residue on there. So after that, we get a drill and we get this magic eraser, what we call it, bit on there, and we'll go ahead and put the link to this. Essentially, it's like an eraser. It almost feels like a shoe sole. It's rubber, but what it does is it will go across and pull that extra residue and glue and double-sided tape off without damaging any of the clear coat, permitted that you keep it under 2,000 RPMs as it says on there. And then in some cases at the very end, if we have gone a little far into the clear coat or it did dull it up a little bit, we'll go with our 3M Stage 3. This is the ultra fine machine polish. If we need to, we'll go over and clear it up that way. So we'll go ahead and take a closer look, and we'll look at the first phase, which is going to be the fishing line and pulling the letters. Okay, so the first step is our fishing line. We went ahead and, you might not be able to see it on camera, but we just broke off a piece. So what we did is typically we'll tie a knot at the end with a loop so that we can get our hands in there and really pull on it without it kind of slipping out. And we'll do that on each side, and then essentially it's almost like flossing. We're going to start with a corner there, we're going to go under, and we're just going to floss back and forth, follow the line of the emblem, and boom, there we go, right? So we'll go ahead and do that again, back, behind, nice and easy. And then there's the second one. It looks like you guys got them all in view on the camera, so just show you how quick it is. There we go. There we go. Last one. Okay, and that is it. So on that, we can see that the fishing line isn't going to cause any damage on there. It's really just going to allow you to cut or floss right through the double-sided tape. Let's take a look at the back of one. So if we can see on there, side angle, right? So it takes most of it off. You're going to have more material typically left on there than you are on here because you're pulling out the strings to be closer flush to the emblem. So that's where our next guy comes into play. We'll put the link for this product up. I'm going to turn the drill battery or the speed down to 1, just so that we don't get too crazy on there. And essentially, we're just going to go through and it is going to pull this off. If you don't have a drill or you don't want to spend the money, you can definitely use some Goo Gone, or you can get this wet and, you know, eventually kind of just rub it off with your thumb. We can see it starting to come off there, but it's going to take a while. This guy makes quick work of it. So now we can see that the top level of that double-sided tape is all gone, and now we're just down to pretty much the sticky adhesive. So we'll just keep going. We'll see the material on here just kind of flakes off, so again, reminiscent of an eraser. And keep checking it. Let's keep the speed low again. If you go too fast, you don't want to risk burning your clear coat. Okay. Now we can see all of the glue residue is off. We still see a little bit of an outline, which could just be, there's still a little bit there, but we do see a little difference there. So again, we can see where the letter was. There's nothing actually physically there, except for kind of the visual, the edges there. So what we may do is go ahead and take the stage 3 on there and go over it, and that should pretty much kind of blend everything, polish everything up. And then at that point, if it doesn't, we may do a little bit of a color sand, maybe about a 3000. If we do end up doing that, we'll have another video on that as well. But as you can see, it makes quick work. Half the time we don't have this little residue or have to go on to this phase, but we did want to point it out because as we see in this situation, we will. So hopefully that helps out and gets you going on your debadging adventure. Okay, just to follow up, we can still see where the L was, still see where the O was, but we hit where the V was with right here and here with the 3M ultrafine, and there is no trace of any of that. So we'll go ahead and do that to the rest, where we can kind of still see the outline, and then we will be in perfect shape.